Guys, my name is Fahd Dawood. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Some of this information is also on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I talk about real estate, Dubai, not just specifically international real estate as well. Your life, my life, and our path to financial bliss. I'm going to answer a critical question. Well, it's not a critical question, but it's a question from one of my viewers who looks like is in the middle of a negotiation. And I hope I'm not too late. I'm going to give him some help, and perhaps it may help him save a few quid, some dollars, some bob, some money, and have a happy time investing. Okay, before I go further, hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. Help me out, yo. It makes me look like a real YouTuber to my little kids who till today don't think I'm a real YouTuber, right? Until I get my play button, which I will inshallah soon. Okay, check this out. So this question's from a gentleman. His name's Nacho Buno. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Dear Fahd, thanks again for this video. Really interesting. Some really good points there as usual. Have a question price-wise. If let's say a resale property is advertised for 800K, what would be a non-insulting offer in the current climate to submit for it? I mean, an offer that shows that we mean business and likely to get us a successful good deal. Good deal, okay, check this out. Show PSF, okay. God, thanks and God bless. Okay, so check this out. So he's got a property that he's looking at, eyeing for 800,000 dirhams, dollars, he didn't specify. And he's asking me what would be a non-insulting offer. Okay, there's several things that I would like to address to this, because from the way the question's structured, he stated very clearly he'd like to make a non-insulting offer, which gives me an idea that this gentleman is a genuine buyer, right? So first thing is, why are you worried about insulting the seller? Are you worried about losing out on the opportunity? Perhaps he won't sell to you. Hey, listen, it's business, okay? You're going to be trying to save as much money as possible. The seller is going to be trying to make as much money as possible, and the agents or the brokers in the middle are going to try to put the deal together so that we can get paid and get our commission. Okay, now a win-win scenario in this is not going to be where seller's absolutely happy at the amount he got, the buyer is absolutely happy at the amount he got. A win-win scenario in this situation, the current market scenario for me, is a deal, a transaction that happens, because at the end of the day, the seller is never going to sell at a price that the seller is not willing to accept. And the buyer almost will never buy at a price for that, a price where the value of that property is not justified. And you got to remember that a buyer will always pay more than what he a buyer will always pay less than what he perceives the property to be valued at, right? That's how we buy, right? If I think that this pencil is going to help me write this best-selling novel and that's going to make me billions of dollars, then I'm willing to pay $10 because I think the value of this pencil is more. Similarly, you're willing to buy this property because you feel that the value of this property is more than what you're willing to pay. The seller is willing to sell this property because he understands that the value or the money he's getting is more than he would get under current market conditions. So first of all, there is no such thing as insulting. Obviously, you don't want to make a jovial jest like offer because that's not serious, but I'm going to come to this on how you essentially show your seriousness. Okay, look, when you go into a negotiation, right, because I do get hired by some people to just handle the negotiation, but when I go into negotiation, have you ever seen like that hostage negotiator that steps in from the FBI? He's that specialist hostage negotiator. He just doesn't come in and says, okay, you can get the plane, leave all the hostages, here's $1 million on the plane, or $1 billion, get away, all 100 hostages must come back alive. You always see him come into the movie or wherever hostage situation is, and he starts to build rapport and tries to understand the situation with the hostage taker, right? Because it's a negotiation. Same thing applies to your situation. I am a personal believer in driving a negotiation from the get-go through a process. So essentially speaking, if you did a complete buyer consultation for yourself or an investor consultation, understood that where you should be buying and why you should be buying that, if you've gone through all those processes and you then zeroed down on a particular property, then you're in good stead. Generally, people don't go through the regular process and they're like right at the end, right? Let's assume that you've done all of that, okay? There's a couple of things that you need to be looking at, okay? The per square foot price, okay? I'm trying to make this as succinct as possible for your benefit, because I don't know the entire situation. So I can't just step in and give you advice that's holistic. If you were working with me one-on-one, I'd be able to help you better, perhaps save you more money, 15 to 20% off the market price. But in this scenario, you look at something called what's the current market price. How do you establish market price? There's a way to do that, okay? You look at competitive properties that are transacting in the market in the last 2 to 3 months. Transacting means not properties which are listed on property portals or asking prices, but actual transactions that have taken place. Now, even the transactions cannot give you the complete picture. You might have to pick up the phone and speak to a few property specialists who sell in those areas. Now, here's the here's an interesting thing. What most buyers end up doing in a wrong-footed way is they look at pricing on a holistic, complete way. 800,000. Investors, experts don't look at pricing per holes. They look at per square foot. It's like, what's the gold price today? You're not going to find, hey, the gold price is 20,000. It's going to be like, it's $1,300 per ton, okay? So that's the indicator where the gold price is. Similarly, for a property, the indicator of the price is a per square foot numeral that we use, okay? So let's say you're about to buy this property for 800,000, okay? And this property is 1,000 square feet. It comes to 800 per square foot. Is 800 per square foot viable to pay for this particular property? I don't know. Do a market comparison, as I said. Look at comparables of what has sold, but you don't look at, did it sell for 800,000? Because if you go to the market and you look at, did a property sell for 800,000? Maybe it's got an extra bathroom and it sold for 800,000. Maybe it's got an extra car parking. Maybe it's got a storage space and it's sold. Maybe it's a 1-bedroom with a storage space and it's sold for 800,000 because the area was bigger, right? Because the area was bigger. Let's say, assume that another property sold for 800,000, but it's not 1,000 square feet, it's 1,200 square feet. The per square foot price comes to 666. This is the indicative price that you need to understand in terms of market price, okay? So you gotta talk to other agents, etc., etc. There's a complete way to price it. I'll do a video on that as well one of these days, okay? If not, just engage me, I can help you do it. Okay, check this out. So you try to understand where the pricing is. Now, if you have figured out that market price is 666, but the guy's asking for, market price is, let's say 666 or 200 dirhams per square foot less than what he's asking for, then you already know that how low you should be offering just to meet market price, right? Number 2, if you've done all your due diligence and you've done good property search and you've zeroed down on this property, then you should know whether this property is abundantly available or similar properties are abundantly available in the market, or is this the only one? Now, if it's this the only one, then your margin of negotiation reduces, right? Does that make sense to you? Now, also, if you're going to be making an offer or to this, I've lost my train of thought. Number one, per square foot price is what you look at. You look at how many other units are available in the market, and also you try to make sure, I've completely lost my train of thought, but let's not edit this out. You look at the per square foot price, okay? That's very important. You look at similar properties that are available in the market. Oh yes, check this out. Under current given market scenarios, you want to go 15 to 20% below current market price and try to get a deal at 15 to 20 to 30% below market price. Now, question is, now you're asking me a question, right? So let's say he's asking for 800,000. I'm not doing per square foot because I don't know your per square foot, and your market price, whatever is 800, for instance, you come up with that. But if you do a 30% below market price, you should be offering him 540 dirhams, 540,000 or 600,000 dirhams. Let's say 20%. Let's say 15 to 20% to 30% is the margin you want to play at. Okay. How do you make him consider that you're serious? Here's the deal. You use something that I use during my negotiations all the time. We actually don't go in with a blank verbal offer. We go in with an offer to purchase written down on a piece of paper. It's not very common in Dubai, but I've got a template. I've spent 60,000 dirhams just getting this template. We put an actual check on the paper. Money talks, bullshit walks, right? There is a video out there that I've done on how to negotiate price. For you asked me a question, you said, how do I show that I'm really serious? This is how you show. You show that you're willing to go through with the deal. But how do you do that? You need an experienced agent to guide you through this process, right? Because we take an actual physical check and we create an offer to purchase and we put it down in front of the seller, and then we say, look, we're ready to go if you are. And here we show that we're not joking around. We're not mucking about. We're serious, right? One of my mentors, he told me this story. Somebody stayed with him for 4 hours in a negotiation. This is about 15 years ago. And at the end of the 4th hour, my mentor was tired. The guy was tired. But this is the time. This is back in the day when in Dubai you could do cash deals. The guy just picked up a bag, put a bag of cash on the table, and he told my mentor, "That's it. I'm not willing to go further up. Here's the money. Take the deal. It's yours." You know what my mentor did? Raised his arms like this, took all the money, said deal on, told his lawyers and the secretary to draw up the papers. And that's how, by telling the person how serious you are, and in Dubai there's ways to do that, you actually let them know that you're not making fun of them, you're very serious. So assess market price on a per square foot basis. Assess the availability of that apartment in the inventory supply chain. Assess, go 15, 20, 25, 30% below market price, and if you're going to look long enough, you'll get those apartments and you get those distressed deals. Last but not the least, you show with action that you're serious and not fibbing about, with a written offer to purchase and a check to make sure that they know that you're serious. Catch you on the other side. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can reach out to me. My number is below. Hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. Bye for now. Ciao.